Good morning and welcome to Presence of Light with charlierivermanbergeron here on Humanity Healing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's always a joy to be here. It's always a thrill for me to wake up on Friday mornings and not have any pre-planned talk and see what appears for me in this field of synchronicity that I live in to bring forth. Most of what I do is I listen internally to my greater system of guides and teachers that have been supporting me my whole life, but in particularly over the past 27 years, very intensely. And to see what is being presented now, not just for me, but what's being presented for all of humanity. This is part of why I'm here, is to be a spirit in service as an earth angel, which this pin represents and was given to me 27 years ago when somebody met me and said, "I've been waiting for you. You're an earth angel." And I had no concept, no clue whatsoever what she was talking about. And so I say this to you today, that many of you are earth angels. And I ask that each of you, as we deepen our relationship with that part of ourselves that is divine, that is guided by spirit, to really think about these two words today that were presented to me: respect and power. They're no small task. And each one of us right now is being given an opportunity to really let go of everything that is not respectful, both within us and around us, and to tap into the real power of who we truly are, not the false ego power that we have been living under for the past many lifetimes. Good morning, Anita. Thank you for showing up. Good morning, Janice, Dave, Julia, Tanya, Lisa. Good morning from New York City. Good morning, New York City. We love you. We thank you. And we bless you. Bless you all. Part of this talk this morning, again, the title is Respect and Power. And the quote that came to me through me, or my quote that I will say from my higher self, is our true power is always respectful and respectable. And that was my message to myself as I witness, and we all witness in the world, the amazing amount of power that's being played out on a global scale, on a governmental scale, and on a personal scale. And so this past week for me and for many of us, and it's not just this past week, but I saw it come up for me in this past week, has been a prelude to the next few weeks, which leading up to the 8/8 Stargate, and we're in that now, it's opening, but that alignment, galactic alignment of really being able to tap into parts of ourselves that we may not remember, or we may not even understand. And we may never understand them fully, but it's an opportunity to tap into an amazing energy field that's offering us the gift of freedom and the gift of increasing our inner sightedness. It's a tough word for me. And so we get to tap into ourselves on many deeper levels, perhaps more deeply than we have ever had in our many lifetimes. And these energies are really coming from Mother Gaia, Mother Earth's galactic alignments. And it's natural. It's just an opportunity. It's a point in our year where we have an opportunity to really grow, really bring in some energy that will help us grow into more divine aspect. So with that said, okay, just seeing more people arriving, 21, good, all right, good. So as I said, the reason for this, all of this, is to release, I'd like to say all, but at least many of the negative experiences that each of us have endured over lifetimes that confirm that we were powerless. We are amazingly powerful beings, and if anyone listens to my talks, you know that I repeatedly say that we're beings of light, we're earth angels, we're divine beings as well as these human beings. And we've lost track of that, and we've lost the ability to tap into that. And I know most of you who are listening here or tune into humanity, you're consciously aware of this. You're all highly attuned. And it's now our time to show the rest of the world what that means. And so this is the opportunity. All of us have disrespectful patterns of behavior. And I'm not guiltless. I too have disrespectful patterns of behavior. And this past week, I started to recognize them through my own actions and in actions of other people around me that I'm associated with and I love very dearly, and probably are not consciously aware of what they're doing. And many of you may be doing the same thing. So I'm asking you all to just become more consciously aware so that we can stop and try to find the root causes of those disrespectful behaviors that we keep producing for ourselves and for those we love around us. And it's through, as I always say, through forgiveness that we release them, forgiving ourselves and those with whom the disrespectful behavior has occurred. So with that said, I'm sure you can all look into your own patterns and see where respect and power are playing for you. And the first card I pulled this morning, and I pull these randomly. I don't have a conscious thought of what I'm going to talk about. And I just pull a card, it says guides. And the first one was respect, and the opposite is dominate. How perfect. How perfect for us to see the opposites of our behavior and how we need to shift it. And it's also card number 13, which is interesting. Card number 13 is also a powerful message So sometimes when we look for messages in cards and random places, look at everything that appears before you, because there's sometimes a little minutia that has a very sort of tag-along purpose. So the respect issue was, as Susan Collins' card said, respect is best effort actions are enough. Best effort. So are we putting our best effort into what we're doing? Or are we just doing things to achieve notoriety? Or are we doing things to achieve abundance? Or is that where we're drifting off from our best effort? Because many times in my own life, I realized that my best effort has always come from my heart, not from my head. But the world around us has entrained us to believe that your effort, the effort of your mind, the effort of your thinking, that this is where your effort, this is where we understand effort. And yet, when we come from our hearts, it becomes effortless. And we've been taught that if it's effortless, then how can you pat yourself on the back? How can you be proud of that when it's breathing? It's just like breathing. We stop. And we realize that the power that we have doesn't have to be expressed forcefully. Yet when it's expressed with love, it has more power than all of the force that we can put behind it, and it achieves more respect. Dominate, the opposite. The opposite is restrictive forces limits growth in the whole system. And what do? We do restrict things when we're in that negative pattern. We squeeze it. We're trying to get every ounce, every bit out of that toothpaste. We squeeze it. But it's limiting everything, because in that moment of dominating something, we have to put all our energy into that to force it to happen. If you look at creation, most of creation happens in a very peaceful manner. It happens gracefully, and it happens with respect. The number 13, as I looked up in the angel numbers, Joanna Scribes, which I love her messages, she writes, the angel number 13 is a message from your angels that some upheavals may take place in your life. This is happening for karmic reasons, and you will break new ground for you that will bring about new opportunities for you to grow spiritually. The angels ask that you adapt to changes gracefully. Here's that word grace again. I use it. We hear it. We don't fully understand it. We want to know more about it. But I can assure you that when it happens, you will know it. Because everything comes to a place of wholeness and stillness. It's about respect and power and beauty and effortlessness all combined. And that's what we're looking for, is that grace of life, that it wasn't supposed to be this struggle. That was not the original intention. The next card I looked at was angel cards from Angel Blessings, Kimberly Maroney. was the first deck of cards I ever got 20-something years ago, because back then, that's all I knew was angels. That's all I understood. I didn't really understand them, but I was aware of them through my early childhood teachings and communications. I felt safe. I could communicate with angels. I felt a relationship that was safe, because I lived in a very dangerous world as a child. We all did. We lived with our parents. Our parents, most of them, have been our largest perpetrators. And we have to forgive them, because they were perpetrated against as well. And they didn't know any different, many of them. Some of them did. And yet they chose power over respect for how to raise us. So as we release these things that are happening in the next, again, the next couple of weeks is an opportunity to really let go. Use the energies of the universe to support you to let go of that old pain, that childhood abuse, whether it be sexual or physical or however. It doesn't matter how or what. But wrap it in a bundle, a little prayer bundle, and release it. Release it and say, I'm sorry that each of you who have done this to me didn't know how beautiful you really were, but you were too damaged to understand, as I'm so damaged right now that I don't fully understand. And not only am I asking for forgiveness for you, but for myself as well. And in that moment, I offer the whole world, everyone who's ever had any sort of abuse, whether irregardless of what form, to be released and begin to see the abundance that life really has to offer us. And these precious moments of shifting and changing from the old earth to the new earth. There's a little sidetrack there. Sometimes the spirit moves in strange ways. So the card number 13 was reversed in the angel card of Kimberly Maroney, and it was number 31. So backwards, if you will. And it's the Seraphim card of Sandalphon. And Sandalphon's message is power. I don't make this up. Respect and power. That's how today's talk came about. And it's perfect, because we all need to listen and tap into those words and realign our hearts in a more holistic manner, so that we can really identify where we're not being that and change. Seraphim card of Sandalphon is the message, the first line message is, love is the key to all knowledge, wisdom, and power. And you will see as God sees Christ in you. And I'm going to put that down here and enter. I think it went somewhere. There it is. Yeah, love is the key to all knowledge, wisdom, and power. Dwell deep in his love, and you will see as God sees Christ in you. And so here is power, unlimited power. No matter how you look at that, that is raw power. But if it's disrespected and used or misused or used in a negative way, not only does who it's sent out to damaged in that moment, we too are damaged in that moment. As I talk about unity, this is the unity. I can't hurt somebody else without hurting me. We can't kill somebody else without killing ourselves. We can't love somebody else without loving ourselves. This is the end of separation as we know it. The world, our leaders, don't want separation, don't want unity. They'll talk about it. They'll try to cram it down your throat in their form, but that's not unity. It's just separation with a new dress. My funny guy. So Sandalphon, the seraphim, is a great angel prince. And when we think of princes, we think of a powerful royal being. I often see them learning to be kings and powerful leaders there, but they're young and they're very enthusiastic and have a lot of energy. And so he's the overseer of strength, abundance, beauty, and the joy of living. Nice job, if you can get it, right? Aren't we all, though? Aren't we all overseers of strength, abundance, beauty, and joy of living right here in this physical body? How we doing? How we doing? I have my days, just like you all do. I'm not perfect. Don't claim to be. However, Sandalphon will assist us all in gaining both wisdom and self-forgiveness, which is so definitely and desperately needed by all of us right now, myself included. So I ask you that if you are going to talk to angels at any time, call on Sandalphon. Ask for his assistance. Ask for his assistance in achieving that wisdom and self-forgiveness so that you may choose better ways of expressing your love and your light and give up the what's known as the old boy network of power, which no longer works. It can't work any longer. The energies don't support it anymore. These are the messages that I receive, that the work that each of us have done has created an energy field where it can no longer be sustainable. And this is why we're seeing it collapse. This is why we're seeing this discordant display of power. But it's not a negative factor. It's an awakening for all of us to deepen our relationship to moving into this new way of understanding respect and power. So here we are, letting go of, what did I write? The unrelenting, disrespectful, and abusive methods of control. I like those words. When they came out, they flowed right out of my mouth or on my fingertips. And here we are on the threshold of the new earth. And yet it is more about the new you and the new me and the many children who are now brought forth into this world, who are watching all of us right now with new eyes that can't be dulled over, and new abilities to not only see through it all, but to start manifesting in new ways. So I ask each of you to think about today's talk and any of the talks that I do, and realize that I'm not any different than you are. But I do see in my heart a truly new way that we can come together in unity and respect ourselves and each other, that we can share our power with each other and empower each other without fear of you overpowering me, because you realize that that's such a disrespectful place to be. And no matter what we're doing, we're only hurting ourselves. Reeves Cermak came alive in 2002 after walking as a dead person for 31 years. Bless you. Bless you every step of the way. And each one of you who are awakening, whether it be through a death experience physically or emotionally, it doesn't matter. It's here. It's in the AI, I'll call us the original AI, that all of that energy has to be erased, deleted, file wiped. It no longer serves us. It's useless. Lead from your heart. Talk from your heart. Act from your heart. Act with love and act with light. In closing, I always love these cards. Liz, who gave them to me one Christmas, thank you so much for these cards. These are a gem in my life. And so here we have this. We have two galaxies, and they appear to mark the number 10. And the message of this beautiful galactic picture is, I am protected. I am protected. The angel of light protects and guides me along my worldly path. I am never alone. And I want you to remember that you are never, ever, ever, ever alone. No matter how it feels, no matter what you think, the truth is you are never alone. And if you are sincere and want healing, and you are sincere and you want change, it's being presented to you like on a Thanksgiving table, filled with the picture of the cornucopia of abundance being offered to you to take and eat, to devour and manifest. This is the gift that we're all given. Card I pulled from my dear friend my beloved friend Mia, who is creates these cards. Kalia, she sells them. Her words over the years have, I met her as a poet, and I, not promoting her, I just thank her because I know she struggles, as I do and many of us do, to deepen our relationships. And she wrote this card that I pulled. Amidst all darkness, remember who you are, even as there will be those who will not see your light. Remember who you are, even as there will be those who will continue to fight. Remember who you are, even as you may feel at times defeated and depleted. Remember who you are. Be thy light and shine unto others. For as you continue to shine, they too shall remember who they are. Do it with love. Do it with grace. Do it with power and respect. I love you all. It's been a blessing to be here with you this morning to share these messages that we all so dearly need to hear. And carry those messages in your hearts throughout the week. Know that the replay is always here. Share it with others. Humanity Healing has been doing this great service for us all for so many years. Thank you. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. I am you. You are me. And we are unity. Have a great week. Love you all. See you later. Bye-bye.